In this video, we're going to do some more voltage measurement experiments. So right now we're measuring the voltage at the breadboard that is being supplied. It's being supplied by this power supply. So as you can see, as I raise the voltage of the power supply, it's going up on the multimeter. I have the probes here, and the voltage shifted a little because I moved them a little bit. But in any case, we got the probes, alligator clips. They're crimped to jumpers that I have to the power supply rail there. So in any case, we have the red LED, and you're going to notice that it gets dimmer as I lower the voltage, but it needs about 2 volts before it will start lighting up. And so that's one test we can do right there. And the LED was kind of sticking into the board a little bit. Now we got a blue LED, so it needs about 3 volts to light up, as you can see there. We drop below 2, so it has a higher forward voltage. So that is one measurement we can do. Now we are using a 1000 ohm resistor to limit the current. So we can put the power supply voltage to 12 volts. I went to 13, which was okay too. And there you can see the LED is very bright. Now we're going to go across the blue LED. So we're just on both ends of it right there. We can zoom in a little bit so you can see it a little better. And there you can see we got about 3 volts across it. That's because its voltage is a 3 volt forward voltage. And so that was 12 volts. I'm going to lower this to 3 volts. You can see that it's pretty dim right there. And so it's not holding that full 3 volts. Went down a little bit because the current was low. But in any case, it has a pretty steady forward voltage there of 3 volts. Sorry. Now we got the red LED, which got a little bent when I removed it. So let's put that back. So we can measure the forward voltage in this way. So it's a little less than 2 volts, but I'm going to jump this up to 12 volts at the power supply right there. And you can see it held that 2 volts pretty good, even though we changed the supply voltage from 2 volts to 12 volts. So now, as we saw, changing the supply voltage, the LED held about the same voltage across it regardless, about 2 volts. So we had 12 volts at the supply. Now we got about 10 volts across the resistor because we dropped 2 of those 12 volts from the resistor. At that point, it sets the current. So now I'm lowering the supply voltage, and we'll get down to 3 volts. Now when I get to 2 volts, the LED will be a little lit up, but very dim, as you can see there. And we drop to 1, and there's no voltage across the current setting resistor, and thus no current, because there's not enough supply voltage to provide the 2. So, in any case, that is about it for this video. Let's go to 6 volts. So, we have 6 volts at the supply, but there's a 2 volt drop by the red LED. That leaves 4 volts across the 1000 ohm resistor. And there you can see the supply voltage is 6 volts right there. So that's a fun way to get more familiar with basic electronics, is to just take multimeter measurements like this. So just a quick video. Shouldn't be too intense, but hopefully you still found it interesting. I always turn the multimeter off, and if it has a power button, set it to voltage or some other safe measurement, and then hit the power. You don't want to accidentally measure current or something when you mean to measure voltage later on. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you check out one of the other videos I'm posting on the screen, and check out the links down below. They all help out a lot. I'll see you in the next video.